Be there soon. Be there in a few more minutes. see. It's hard to see out here. Just give me a few minutes. I'm still trying to figure this out. It's hard to see. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, okay. We're getting there. Hold on. A couple more minutes. A couple more seconds, guys. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I'm gonna go full screen, okay? Just want to give a shout out to Hanson, shout out to Maritza, shout out to Cali Picker, shout out to who else we got up there? Jelena, Sharon, welcome Sharon. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Still trying to get set up. It's not that easy to fucking to stream out here in the heat in Mexico. But we're doing it. We're doing it. Alright, hold on. I just gotta get the computer hooked up. Oh, I already got it hooked up. Did I? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Okay. 2 more seconds. I'll be back. Oh, wait. Wrong button. Still wrong button. Fuck. We're off to a great start. I think we're gonna call it. Okay, we're here. We're here. Let's see. Let's get back to full screen here. This is working. It's really hard. It's right now. That's what she said. All right, guys. All right. So welcome to the first ever Mexico only live stream. I hope you guys can hear me fine. I hope it's not too noisy out there with the dogs and, you know, all the Mexico noise and shit. But we're here. We made it. We got Lambo made it too. Everybody's out here. It's hot. It's Sunday afternoon. We're just hanging out, chilling. And, yeah. Okay, so, you know, just a quick caveat. Even though I'm streaming right now, I'm using this right here in order to like look at your comments and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna be doing is that we're just gonna be interacting throughout the day. All right, so we're just gonna be talking about, you know, any questions you guys might have or whatever's on my mind and so on and so forth. So yeah, you know, without further ado, I'll open it up to you guys, you know, for any questions, any kind of anything. But yeah, you know, let me get a drink of water. It's a little hot out here. It's I don't know what the temperature might be. Let me see. Let me check on my phone what the temperature is. $88 degrees. 88 degrees. Oh no, never mind. 91 degrees. So right now it is 91 degrees outside, and it is 4 p.m. my time. So yeah. And of course, I happen to be wearing, you know, the most darkest, blackest shirt ever. Yeah, man. So I'm out here per request for you guys, but I think honestly, I'm gonna, you know, whenever I do these Mexico videos, I'm gonna do them outside or do them somewhere else, you know, somewhere where you guys can get some more of the vibe, and so on and so forth. I was actually gonna do it in my backyard today, but all my neighbors are like doing laundry and they're all back there doing shit. So yeah. I would have had like an audience, a live studio audience. So we're just gonna be here. It's gonna chill out, relax. You know, we're gonna be talking about any kind of anything. Today was great. I went for a walk. I filmed an episode, so tomorrow we got more Mexico content for you guys, because that's how we roll. I swear I can't even. It's funny because like I feel like I'm talking to myself because it's the glare from the sun is so strong that I can't see anything in front of me. I can only see, I mean, you know, like what I'm saying is I can't see the screen, I can't see the camera, I can't see anything, but I can see the feed from here kinda, and am I coming out okay? It seems like I'm coming out okay. I see Lambo back there. And like I chose this angle so that way you guys can see all the shit that happens back there. all the noise that you guys always hear, you guys will hopefully get to see. But again, it's Sunday afternoon, so you're not gonna see, you might not see much. We're gonna see. All right, let's see. Cali Picker. I'm going to snowbird it during the winter, December through February. What are your tips on how this indica smoking gringo should prepare for the 3-month adventure on a budget? Location. Well, you know, this is the location. You know, like where I'm living at right now. It's fairly cheap. In fact, it's the cheapest place to live in Mexico. Now, if you're gonna be if you are going to be relying on making money out here, then it's probably going to be a little difficult, because you will, you know, even though it's the cheapest out here, it's also at the same time the lowest paying. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. So if you know, as anyone that lives out here lives like most of the place, you know, most places back home, you know, where it's a little hard to get by, but not really. You know what I mean? Like at least the economy here is doing better, and people, their wages are increasing and things like that are increasing. But still, at the end of the day, it's very comparable. But if you come out here with an outside income, whether that income is coming from you know, from retirement or from savings or from anything like that, then you should be okay. You know, I would recommend having like around $1,000 a month. You know, and that's like on the cheap scale. You know what I mean? That's like you know, like $1,000 a month to like rough it like me. Like around 800 to 1,000. And for smoking, you should be fine, man. You should be fine out here. It's really in the sense of like, there's a lot of tips that you can find out there. You know, I would rather discuss that a little bit more in private than be discussing it on here. But, you know, there's ways to get it. And it's not really like a thing. It's just like it's always been. You feel me? You know, like I was back in the day type of stuff. Obviously, there's no stores where you can go get this, but other than that, you know, it's once you get your guy, you're good. And then once you meet some people and you notice that a lot of people smoke out here, you know, you'll find other guys and so on and so forth. Let me see. Okay, I already answered how hot it is. It's 91 degrees. Maybe I should get like I should have like a little counter, right? Like a little something on the corner of the screen. But like I said, Cali Picker, if you want to really, you know, once you're out here, or you know, before you come out here, you know, if anything, you can reach out to me or something, and you know, I can show you. But like I said, like in all honesty, you know, just when talking about that, it's literally just getting in the taxi, you know, and then asking, hey, can you get that for me? And that's it. You know what I mean? Like some will. It's like a crapshoot. Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. And that's it. You know what I mean? Eventually, you know, you'll come across somebody that can help you out. And it's not a big fucking thing, like I said. And you know, you know, you're smart about it. You know, you work something out as to where you don't even have to get involved, and you know, easy peasy. So what other questions? What kind of other? Yeah, you guys see, look, you guys are supposed to do some homework. You know, I did my homework, you know, to get this whole thing together. Now, you know, you guys had to, you know, write down your questions, you know. Do I have to do like a teacher and I gotta go pick on you guys? Nah, I'm fucking with you. Don't worry about it. Do you have your, okay, so the next question is, did you have your U.S. mail forwarded? Can you? Well, I'm in a little bit of a different situation where it's like I really don't have any mail, you know, that I want delivered to me. So that doesn't pertain to me. I actually have no idea how the whole mail thing would work. Honestly, in order to get your, by the way, is it too loud? You know, there's like a fucking dog that's really barking really loud in one of the houses. I hope it's not too loud. But yeah, when it comes to like getting my you know, getting mail forwarded out here, not really. You know, if I have anything important or anything like that that comes to me and my, you know, and my address back home, I have someone that takes care of that for me. Then yeah, they'll mail it over here. You know, I do have a physical U.S. address. We all have to have one, right? Even a bum on the street has to have a U.S. You know, an actual address. So, you know, yeah. With that being said, you know, yeah, if there's anything important, usually everything is done electronically. Oh, perfect sound? Perfect. All right, that's what I want to hear. I guess I'm the only one that's gonna have to deal with the fucking dog. But anyways, but yeah, like usually I deal with everything electronically, and I think a lot of us deal with most things electronically nowadays. So that's where that's at. What's my typical day like in Merida? It's just like any typical day living anywhere else, pretty much. Um, Home is, like even though that this is where I live right now, it's the reason I came out here to live out here, or the reason I'm choosing to like live abroad or be abroad is because I just want a semblance of more of what a regular life is supposed to be. Meaning that, I want to wake up again as an entrepreneur type of thing. I want to wake up at my own time. I want to be able to, get my own customers, get my own work, so on and so forth. Like again, that's the wrong way to answer. Um, I guess it's a typical day here would be a typical day anywhere. The only difference would be is that here you need a lot less to survive. So with that being said, even a typical Mexican living out here, they still have enough time. They have to work. We all got to work. We all got to do something. But they still have enough time to go to the beach, go to the mall, go to a concert. So for example, the symphony orchestra, okay, the Merida Symphony Orchestra, which is like like a real fucking symphony, all right, like one of the best out there. They're the whole symphony out here. So for example, how much do you think it would be to go to the symphony out here in Merida? Which again, they actually have like an actual house. You know what I mean? Uh-oh, man. I hope Lambo didn't die. Oh shit. Poor Lambo. I'm not gonna lie. I got scared. He might have gotten cracked or something, man. That would have been. Can you imagine Lambo died on air? Anyways, okay. Good thing he's alive. Hang in there, buddy. All right. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So like, so going to like the symphony, no matter where the fuck you are, it's expensive. Okay, just. All right. Just that whole thought of all that. But when it comes out here to like the symphony, I got like the prices the other day because I was just curious, and it said like upper bowl seats, like what are the worst seats possible, $5, and then like the best seats possible, $15, or like $17, and that's like like the best possible VIP seats. So anywhere from like 15 to so like literally you can go to the symphony for $5. You can take a date to the symphony for $10. Like maybe dinner, the whole nine. What, $25. So like again, that's affordable to anyone. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you're gonna take your date out to the symphony back in the U.S., that's like $250, more like to $500. If you're taking your date out just to like the movies, dinner and a movie, that's like $150, like easy. Dinner and a movie out here, it's depending on where you go, but just a movie theater alone is like around again the same price as the symphony or cheaper. And when it comes to dinner, again, depending on where you go, but for the most part, if you're gonna take her out and impress her, you're spending $50. If you're not, like if you're doing like me, where I really don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Like it's you're probably spending like $25. You know what I mean? Just say, tops. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the dog. You know what I mean? Like fuck, it's like random. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's pretty quiet and silent. Do I run into Mexican cops? Yeah, I run into Mexican cops all the time. They're everywhere. But the cops out here are here to actually help people. Sure, there's corrupt cops, and there's, depending on where you are within the city. I'm in a very touristy area, so out here the cops are, your best friend, especially if you're a tourist. So I don't, no way. Every experience I've had with one out here, it's like they're public servants. They're out here to help you. What do you need? That kind of stuff. Again, look, let's just go look right here. This is a perfect example. Here, let me show you this. This is what a perfect example of what the cops do out here. You see, look, you see? When was the last time you saw a cop do anything like that back home? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the cop situation here. Yeah, Lambo's definitely clearly drinking. He had way too much tequila. See, I was gonna have a beer with you guys today and shit like that. Honestly, but man, I don't know what the fuck happened to me on Friday night. I drank too much. I didn't feel that drunk. I've been drunker out here, you know, hanging out with friends or whatever. But for whatever reason, that shit hit me like a ton of bricks, man. And still to this day, I feel like, you know, like I don't want to have a drink. Not any day now. Not for a little bit. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the fact that, you know, not only can you go to the orchestra out here, but you can also, you know, you can go to museums, you know, you can go to, you know, all kinds of things. And like, you know, going to a museum is like $2, you know, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like if you're paying $5 for a museum, you're paying way too much, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, man. Like if you, like what you're paying for $5, you know, here, like that would be like if you're going to maybe like to Chichen Itza or you're going to like somewhere that maybe $10 you're paying over there, some shit like that. Which again, still not even anything. No, it wasn't the tacos, man. It wasn't the tacos because right now, you know what I mean? Like you know when you drink too much and that feeling that you have, you know what I mean? And then, so like I was drinking Friday. I felt that yesterday the hangover, which I haven't had a hangover like a million years, and I don't have hangovers. You know what I mean? I guess that's why you know like I tend to drink. You know, I don't drink a lot, but I'm just you know whatever. I don't care about the worrying about a hangover because I never get a hangover. So I had the whole hangover feeling all day yesterday. Like again, I woke up and I was like, bro, what happened? Oh my god, I felt like death. I felt like literally like death. And I thought like there was actually something wrong with me. But as the day was going on and like it was wearing off, I was like, oh okay, wait, this is just like a really bad hangover. I think it might be the cheap liquor that I bought. They got like a bottle of scotch for like fucking $5. But anyways, and then today I still feel kind of like that. You know what I mean? I still feel like that lingering, you know, where it's like I'm just thinking about alcohol, and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? I feel like not food. I find you know, like again, I want to eat the same tacos that I ate Friday. It's not the food at all. It's actually the alcohol. So, but yeah, it's a good observation, good question there, Hanson. How's it going, Susan? How's everybody doing? Sharon, Callie Picker, Mike Litoris. Who doesn't love tacos, man, right? Now I'm just reading right here. It's like cost of living is cheaper here in Merida, and quality of life is much better. Correct. I agree. If I didn't just find out I'd have a daughter and grand, oh you know you got time, man. You can move out here. Don't worry, man. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, man, it's just so nice and peaceful and chill out here. And it's funny, you know, like I was thinking to myself before I started recording, I was like, oh, it's nice and quiet. There's not that much traffic today because it's Sunday, and then of course we got the dog out there fucking barking it up. Yeah, no, yeah, who knows where the fucking scotch came from? I mean, well, actually, I know where it came from fucking Scotland and shit. But anyways. But yeah, so like the sun is setting this way, I think, this way, in that direction. So you can see like the reflection, you know. All right. So all right. What other questions? What other comments? What else we got here? Any other favorite neighborhoods other than my own? Actually, no. This is the neighborhood I prefer more than anything else because most other neighborhoods. Okay, so the neighborhood I live in is at Centro, Merida, you know, literally. So this is like the oldest part of the city. And I'm on the outskirts of the center. You know what I mean? So there's still like, you know, there's a lot of outskirts. But like you know, you can go deeper that way into the center. And obviously it's, you know, more, you know, old school. But when it comes down to the reason I like and prefer this is because the further away you get from the center, the more first world country it becomes. You understand? And again, it's even though it's like it's not third world country out here. I really have yet to see really anything, you know. Again, because I've been all over the U.S. and the way that the U.S. is right now, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. You know, I was just watching some videos of some guy in Mumbai, India, and in some parts of India. You know, a guy that does what I do, but he's in India and other parts. And dude, I mean, come on, you know what I mean? Like you can't even compare. You know what I mean? Like what third world country really is. And so what was I gonna say? So yeah, so like the point is, what was I saying? I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Hold on, I need some juice, some. Oh yeah, favorite neighborhoods. So the reason this is my favorite neighborhood is only because of that, because most of this area is maintained the way it always has been. So for example, just a few blocks down that way, I remember that they've been doing construction on a building similar to one of these, similar to any, it's just a few blocks that way. And I just thought it was just some guy that came in and bought that as an investment or a house or whatever, you know what I mean? And they're just renovating it, just like a lot of these properties are being done. And all of a sudden, one day I'm walking by there and I see all these stickers all over the property, and it said that they were building there without a special permit, because that is that area and that building or that land was deemed historical, and in order for anyone to do any kind of anything there, they had to get like special permits from the government, and you can only do so much work because it has to remain intact. It has to remain. So even like the Starbucks, because the Starbucks, it's on Paseo Montejo, that's like very historical, but they have to maintain a semblance of, you know what I mean? It has to, like, like that building can't be torn down, or if it's torn down, it has to be built, you know what I mean? Like very old school, even though it might be modern on the inside. But so most of the time, like, they don't even let you tear down the building. They just allow you to purchase the building and then renovate it, and so on and so forth. And some properties you can't even renovate. They're just like historical landmarks, like they have mansions right here on Paseo Montejo and a bunch of other properties like that you purchase, and they're like a living museum. They were built 500 years ago and so on and so forth. So that's why I prefer to live here. I prefer to live here because I'm from the United States of America. Everything that's first world and north of here, I get to see that shit, that's where I grew up and lived with, you know what I mean? So to me, I don't like going to that any other part of the city, because most of the city is modern. You know what I mean? This is this and deeper in is less modern. It's just kept, very, historical, very old school, very, like the way it's supposed to be. Moving from Cali to Michigan next week. All right, good luck with that. You ever think of changing states in Mexico just for a visit, change of geography? Oh yeah, no, I want to visit all of Mexico. I think Mexico is beyond crazy beautiful. It's just that right now I'm kind of just stationed here, and I'll be traveling, you know what I mean? Like, not just other parts of Mexico, but I really do think that I'm going to be traveling a lot abroad, like all over the world, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, I had a little brain fart there, but yeah, for sure. I don't see why not. So what should visiting Americans do and not do while in Mérida? Easy. Honestly, I guess the best way to answer that question is like what to do and what not to do. Actually, there's a lot of Cubans in Mexico, by the way, just to answer Ventura. There's a lot of Cubans out here. I was surprised. I did not think that there would be that many Cubans out here. And it's bus. But especially in this part of Mexico, like in this part of Mexico, there's even more Cubans than the normal, because Cuba is only a stone's throws away. It's like a 45-minute flight or half an hour flight to Cuba. We're right there. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of Cubans that come out here because this area is like an arts and cultural capital of Latin America. So if you know anything about Cuba and Cuba is very artistic. There's a lot of arts and culture, like really like art, you know what I mean? Whether it's music or painting or whatever, all the arts, are very, not only are they highly represented there, but they're part of the culture, like it's like, being a painter is just as highly important, as being a doctor or being a musician or being a fucking astronaut. You know what I mean? Like everything is kind of like held in the same regard. You know what I mean? Like no one's any more special. You know what I mean? Like if you want to dedicate your life to art, it's like, yeah, man, that's like a dedication. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. So that's understood, within Cuban culture. So that's why a lot of them gravitate towards here. Plus, it's very Caribbean, so that. Man, that fucking dog is driving me crazy, guys. I really hope that the dog is okay and he's not driving you guys too crazy. I apologize for the dog. I know as soon as I end the broadcast, the dog's gonna get out of here. Let me see. Okay, so what else are we talking about? There was another question I was going to answer. What was it? Oh yeah, what to do and what not to do out here. Well, you know, one of the things, you know, one tip that I give Americans, basically, no one else, not Canadians, not Europeans, you know, not whatever, but basically most Americans, okay, is this is it. Don't be American. I don't know how else to explain that to you, but and it's okay, you know, Chinese tourists are horrible. You know what I mean? Like Chinese tourists are also horrible. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that when you come out here, don't expect it to be like America. Don't treat people like you do in America. Don't, you know, just, you know, be a little kinder, be a little more self-aware, okay? And when you're out here, you know what I mean, just try to assimilate to the culture. Don't have the culture assimilate to you, okay? That kind of shit. That's like one thing. Another one, don't say you're American. Say you're from, damn, you know, it's a little harder, but if you can speak Spanish, say you're estadounidense. What that means is that you are from the USA. So you can actually say, oh, I'm from the USA. Don't, because if you say you're American, that's like, to a Mexican, that's an insult. And the reason it's an insult is because, remember, Canada, the United States, and Mexico are all American. They're all North America. And they all consider themselves American. So if you come out here and you say, oh, I'm American, they take it like, you know, a lot of them, you know, not so much in this part, but in other parts, like let's say like, you know, the Mexico City. Oh yeah, they kind of take it like a little bit of like a big of an insult, because it's like, oh, look at this guy. It's right off, you know, right off the whole thing that I was saying is like, don't be entitled. As long as you're not entitled, you don't have that, you know, entitlement thing to you, you're fucking good to go. You're definitely good to go. That's like the main thing. Another thing is here, like, you might think as a tourist that, oh my God, you know, the Mexicans or the people here, they're making fun of me, they're laughing, they're always pointing and laughing and making fun. But the reality is that the people out here are just very, you know, they love life. So if you actually, if you kind of see that where, you know, you might think that they're pointing and laughing at you or whatever, and you just confront them, man, you know, it's just like, the whole thing is like, oh, hey, you know what I mean? Like, they're all part of like the thing. It's just, that's how they are with each other, and that's how they treat someone that's from somewhere else. You know what I mean? They don't do it like a bad thing. It's more like, you know, just like, you know, they're not making fun of you. They're just, you know, they point like me. I'm always laughing. You know what I mean? I'm pointing and laughing at everything. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of those fucking things. It's not like a bad thing at all. So that's really cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's really cool about that. You know what I mean? Like, Mexico's just fucking amazing. I can't wait to travel, not only the rest of Mexico, but just the rest of the world. I want to travel a lot and see a lot more and show you guys and that whole thing. The travel, I feel like the travel bug is starting to bite me again. And I'm glad that I have my camera with me, and I'm doing this, and you guys are enjoying, you know, every bit of the whole ride with me. So, all right, let me read some comments here, see what else we got. Yeah, so out here, like, you know, it's like in the same style as before. I like that, keep the small town feel. So, you know, to me, you know, this feels like a small town because I come from major cities. But to a lot of people, this is a city, you know, major city. So, like, for example, this is like the same population as like Seattle. You know what I mean? But Seattle to me was also tiny. You know what I mean? Like, in comparison to where I'm from and what I know. And I just came from LA, so I come out here, and there's like about 1 million people living here. But again, it feels small and tiny. And the fact that, you know, I walk around and like, again, I know my neighbors. You know what I mean? Like, I walk around and like I know people already recognize me. I recognize them, and it has like that small town feel that I truly enjoy. And people, again, I lived a lot of places all over the U.S. and I think this is the only place where I actually know my fucking neighbors. And sure, some of them don't really talk and don't really whatever, they keep to themselves, but at least they fucking say hi. At least they acknowledge you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's no such thing as crime watch out here, because the whole crime watch thing is like, that's already, you know what I mean? Like, it's already, like a thing, you know? It's like, not anything else like that. Yeah, exactly, Elizabeth Fox, exactly. Just don't be an ass, you know what I mean? That's all it is. But, you know, it's funny because I don't want to point fingers, you know, because you know, but it's just that, like, sometimes, a lot of times, I see it out here, and it bothers me. You know, it might not bother the someone that lives out here as much as maybe it bothers me, because, like, to me, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, Look, I don't know if you remember, but like one of my videos when I was walking, through the town square, and I had some fans that met me. They're like, "Hey, Jose, how's it going?" Whatever. And when that happened, and we were in like the conversation. I don't know if I got it in the recording or not. I think I did, but there was on two other Americans that literally, as we were having a conversation, they walked through and they're like, excuse us type of shit. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff that bothers me. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see a Mexican do anything like that. You feel me? And no, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they're very polite, they're very courteous, they're very, you know what I mean? That kind of shit. So it's just like little things like that. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's just, don't be an ass, like, treat everybody like how you would treat your mom or your sister. But again, even as I'm saying that, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like the values. That's what it is. It's a different value system out here. And that's all. You know what I mean? So, I guess, to come full circle, I know I talk a lot. And at the end of the day, is just, be courteous and just, treat everybody, nice and humble. And I had a word. Yeah, exactly. Grábalo. Graballo. I don't know. Is it grábalo? No, graballo. But yeah, you're right, brother. I did visit a beach in Cenote. You can check out the links. Go to the Mexico playlist, and within the Mexico playlist, you'll find the time I went to Cenote. As a matter of fact, I posted that video up like about a week ago. So it's so yes, and I've been to more than one beach. I went to Progreso and another beach out in that area. So you can also catch those videos if you're interested, for sure. But yeah, to me, I tend to like not do a lot of the touristy stuff because it's the main reason I moved out here is just because I just wanted a place to live and call home. I've been traveling a lot, and when I was living in LA, I was trying to find a home. You know what I mean? I was trying to settle down, and like by living in LA, I realized like, fuck, all I'm doing is just doing what a lot of people do, which is like work, and not have time to do what I really want to do, which is focus on, on my career, on my, my art, on making YouTube videos, and doing so many things that I really wanted to do instead of working for the man. So, by me moving out here, I made a conscious decision that, again, I would be allowed to do these things, which is all of a sudden now, sure, I'm still working, you know what I mean? I still have my clients, like, again, the last several days I've been going crazy. I had like 4 videos that I had to edit for clients and so on and so forth. And, the reality is that, like I said, now I get to do that. And then that, along with a few other little gigs here and there, that's enough for me to pay my bills. And now I can really focus on my art. I can really focus on my YouTube videos. I can really focus on my life. I can do what I want to do. Again, I'm always working. I wake up like at 5, 6, 7, 5, 6 in the morning, give or take. And, by the time 8, 9 o'clock rolls around, I've already done a lot of things. And I maximize my day. Again, I go to bed, closer to 11 o'clock, midnight. And I do it over and over again. And it's, why do I do that? Well, it's because I want to do that. Before, I used to have to run that same schedule, but most of my day was dedicated to working for the man. Now, most of my day is dedicated to, working for what I want to do. Getting the gigs that I want to do, getting the, the jobs that I want to do, working on the projects I want to work on, making the videos that I want to work, and, things like that. So, again, that's really the main reason why I move out here and I live out here. And I'm serious. And again, I'm not only am I considering, I'm obviously doing it, but what I'm saying is that like I'm obviously gonna stay with this kind of lifestyle for a while because it affords me the luxury of time. It affords me the luxury to be able to live in various places around the world and be able to afford to live there and live life and enjoy life and breathe fresh air and eat fresh food and interact with different people and cultures and at the same time, again, I still work. When I turn the camera off, I go back to work. I just work remotely, and there's remote jobs for anyone out there, because what I could just easily, instead of editing videos, I could just teach English or to Chinese people and make like a lot of money. but then I won't be able to do what I really want to do, which is what I'm doing now. But anyone out there, that has like this, just maybe skills of like working at Walmart or a mechanic or whatever the fuck, A, you can do a lot of these things out here, and B, you have the luxury of being an American, speaking English, having a computer, having technology, and being able to, work remotely. So many jobs, so many jobs. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think Tangerine Travels did a video, I want to say like about a month ago, talking about like 10 or 12 ways in which someone like me or you, whoever wants to do this, can work from abroad, and make US dollars and be able to live, just by working regular hours, you can afford to live out here in paradise. And again, I want to live here. You can live on the beach. You can live in other parts of the world, and there's so many other things. And there's plenty. Just do your homework, and there's plenty of people that are living in things like this, but like in India or in Asia or in things like that. Let me see. Let me read some comments real quick. Let me see. Is this thing? I can't see anything. Yeah, I apologize. I can't see nothing. So much light out here. Right. I'll play this for a second. I'll read some comments. Yeah, and again, like, honestly, even when you're out, I don't know, man. This is just like a travel tip, especially like the way America's, right now. Just say you're Canadian. Just say you're fucking Canadian, bro. You got nothing to lose, It's up to you. I say I'm Cuban, I say I'm American, but I'm also Cuban, obviously. Let me say, have you thought about starting? So Elizabeth, no wait, Cali Picker's asking me, have you thought about starting an apartment locating service for a side gig or even as a tour guide, maybe once a week or something like that? Well, I don't know. This is like not my thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone has their thing. I do private consulting, for people that do want to, move out here and they have, more questions and they want more private time with Jose. I do business consulting. I do, I do a lot of that. I used to be a chef, so I do a lot of business consulting. I still do that alongside, my, alongside my, my other internet skills that I have, my other, editing and movie and photography skills and all that shit. But yes, I do that. But what was I gonna say? But the reason I don't go after those gigs as a tour guide or locating is because there's already a lot of that out here. That's why. And as a matter of fact, what if anything, what I would do is like I would put people in contact with those other people and then collaborate. Like I work with those people, they work with me. They're experts in finding apartments, or experts in tour guides, or experts in shit like that. There's a lot of people out here, and I work with several people that actually dedicate themselves to doing that kind of stuff. So look, by the way, this building right here, this is like a fucking 500-year-old mansion, built by the Spanish. So just to get, and then over here it's just like a regular building. You know what I mean? But anyways, but yeah, so there's a lot of that, So again, this is a very expat heavy area. So with that being said, there's already a lot of that infrastructure set up for expats. For me, I have not used any of that infrastructure at all because I speak Spanish. So I came out here and it was just like moving to another city in the U.S. It wasn't really like anything else. You know what I mean? Just the same thing I have always done. I just take care of everything on my own. And then I would locate people, girls that I would date or just friends that I would meet, whatever. And then, they would help me, like, locate, the proper ways, like the local Craigslist or the local apartment finder, shit like that. It's like not knowing only a little Spanish. Do you have any advice on seeking out safe rentals? Oh, I love Shrek. I think Shrek is great, and I think that the donkey is fucking amazing. I think Eddie Murphy outdid himself in those movies, and it was great. It was wonderful. But anyways, again, do I have any advice for seeking safe rentals? Well, again, if you come to an area like this, like which is Merida. By the way, if you go to Cancun, there's a lot of places out, south of Cancun, and like Tulum and Islas Mujeres. I don't know. I don't know that area very well, but out there, that is more. It's also very expat heavy, and then here, it's expat heavy. So you can actually find, people that speak English, other expats that live out here, other Americans or other, people from Europe that live out here, Canadians, whatever, and they actually have these services already out. So, they have, rental services, they do everything, and it's all very, Americanized or very Europeanized or whatever you want to call it, okay? So it makes it very easy for people to engage with this stuff. Now, the thing with knowing the language and going through the not so safer avenues, which is like the Craigslist or the local newspaper, the local people, shit like that, is the fact that I speak Spanish, I speak a little bit more of the language, and I'm a little more ballsy. Even if I didn't, I would still go down this route, because the advantage of going out on your own and figuring it out is that everything would be a lot cheaper, as opposed to if you go through an intermediary, a middleman, that is, again, these expat friendly places, they're great, they're wonderful, but then they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. So if you're out here in a budget like me, that's not a good thing. Now, if you're out here, to retire and that whole thing, and you got a few bucks to your name, then yeah, that might actually work out for the better. You know what I mean? But it all depends. But honestly, there's some people out here that you could get like that gringo tax that happens sometimes. And what a gringo tax is it like, yeah, if they see you coming in like a tourist, like an American, like a German, like a wherever the fuck you come from, French person, you might get charged a little more than the local for the same local thing, type of thing. But it happens very rarely out here, but it does happen. And it happens in other parts of Mexico, and it happens all over the world. I mean, this is one of those things you got to deal with. So that's why it's imperative to not just learn a little bit of the language, no matter where the hell you are, but like to learn a little bit more about the customs. Because even if you are a tourist, but you're speaking a little bit of the language, and you're, hanging out in like, the local taco stand or the local, shawarma stand or whatever the hell you want to call it, they're just, it's a little less likely that they're going to be charging you like a tourist tax. You know what I mean? They're more likely going to be treating you like a local, because it's like, you're choosing to, you know what I mean, like communicate, and you're choosing to what is it, like associate, or what's the word I'm looking for, you know what I mean, like you're going out of your way in order to hang out with the locals. So like the locals, in a lot of places they see that like as like a really good thing. So let me see what other let's see what else we got in the chat. All right, Callie, thanks for hanging out, brother. Hey, again, this is, today's episode is mainly to answer questions from you guys. So please, by all means, any questions, anything you guys want to ask, talk about, let me know. That's what we're here for. That's what me and Lambo are here for today, okay? Assimilate, man. That's right. It's all about assimilate, man. Just assimilate, and you'll enjoy it a lot more too. That's all. It's not. You don't have to fully assimilate. Be you, but I have met up with many of my subscribers, actually. Well, not, I say many like there's like a gazillion of them, but yeah, actually, that's a really cool thing about this that I'm doing here. Like, I actually get to meet with a bunch of you guys, which has been surreal. But honestly, I've met I'm gonna see how many I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 5, maybe 6 different subscribers. Oh, Bug on the computer. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. What is that? The fuck? I've never seen that kind of bug. What the hell? Get out of here. Sorry. Anyways, bug alert. All right, we're back, right? We back? Oh, anytime, Elizabeth Fox. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging out, watching, asking questions, the whole thing. But yeah, back to the question you were asking. Is like, have I met up with any subscribers? Yeah, I've met with 5 or 6 subscribers. And then one of them I even met like in a video. I was walking again through the Central, and I met with some people that knew me from my videos, and they actually moved out here from Seattle because of my videos. I'm sure it wasn't just because of me, but that was really fucking cool. That was really cool. So yeah, and that was random. But the other times I've met them, you know, like they hit me up, you know, meaning that like, hey, I'm coming down to Merida. We meet up for coffee? Can we meet up for this? Can we meet up for whatever? I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. And we've done that, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. Now I'm not gonna lie, the first couple times it was a little sketchy, a little scary because you know, I've never done anything like that. But now it's like whatever, pretty chill. It's like meeting anyone off Tinder. You know, only no sex. That kind of stuff. And you know, but it was really cool though. It's really cool. I love meeting fans. But and then you know, in all honesty, every single person I've met, I think one person I've met because of my crypto stuff, but every single person that I've met has been because of my Mexico videos. And I've only started making these videos. How long has it been now? Since like June? Yeah. Mind the Gap, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining me. Well, yeah. No, it's alright, Hanson. Alright. Traveling down the highway, hanging out with Jose and Lambo out in Mexico. Doing the live stream from my front porch. I mean, come on, man. How this is like America, bro, you know what I mean? Like right now, I'm just hanging out on my stoop or hanging out on my fucking front porch. You know what I mean? Just like if I'm in the South, I have a Confederate flag and probably be drinking a beer and have a fucking barbecue. If I'm in New York, you know, I'm hanging out in the stoop, right? Just saying. If I'm in Miami, I'd be in the swamp or in the beach. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Yeah. I mean, I keep hearing that a lot, you know, because, you know, Elizabeth just says, like, my videos are actually helping, you know, you and your hubby decide to move out here. It's like, yeah, you know, and again, Merida's great, but, you know, it's funny because, like, tomorrow's video, I've already made it, and it's about Mexico as well, and it's kind of like talking about exactly that, about making that move. And sure, I talk about moving out here a lot, but, like, in reality, you know, now that I've been here for a long time, you know, not a long time, but I've been here for a while, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, this place is amazing, you know, but it's not even about this place per se, you know what I mean? There's a lot of places like Merida around the world that are just as amazing. And some people, a lot of people, they tell me, it's like, man, I want to move out here, but I can't move out here because it's too hot. Or it's too whatever, you know. There's always, you know, there's like little reasons, you know. Just like I don't move to other areas because of certain things, and so it's just that. So like that's why I like, you know, I don't want people to, you know, be thinking that, you know, this is the only place. You know, there's like a lot of places, and again, there's a lot of places within Mexico as well. I just chose this place because, you know, again, when I found out about Merida, like I guess like a lot of you guys are doing as well. You guys are seeing how awesome it is, and when you do your own research on this place, you're like, wow, this place is fucking crazy awesome, and so. And that's why this city is seeing some of the most growth of any, you know, Mexican city out there. You know what I mean? They're seeing a lot of growth out here, like a lot of growth, and it's insane. In fact, right in the north of the city, like all the way in the north of the city, they just opened up like this mall. Whoop, feather. And they just opened up like this mall that is like equivalent to like, you know, one of the nicest, most fanciest malls that you'll find, not just in the U.S., but anywhere around the world. And that kind of shit. In fact, they just, I think today they just opened up an umami burger and things like that. So like, you know, don't be thinking that just because you move out to Mexico, a lot of people are like, hey, is there a Best Buy? There's everything out here. There's everything. Now, it's not exactly the same as like, you know, being in the U.S. But again, it's like when you travel, like even through Europe, you know, it's not the U.S. You know what I mean? Like, remember, the U.S. is very unique. Just like Europe is unique, just like Mexico is unique, everyone's unique. But, you know, there's everything out here. So that's for sure. Jelena, what's up, Jelena? Viva Mexico. Okay. So that's a great question you asked me, client C's Big. Say, what are the things you recommend to do by being in your area? Special places, events, and food. Now, that's an amazing question you asked me. You know why that's an amazing question? Well, the reason I chose to live here in particular is because, well, first of all, let me give you guys a little caveat. There's events and things going on in this city literally almost every day. Okay, all over the city. Now, obviously, in a place like that new mall that they just opened up, you're going to see these events happen more like on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday for obvious reasons. But when you're more like in the center of the city, like where I am, you know, like tomorrow night, Monday night, you'll literally go out to the center and there's festivals and there's shit going on, whatever. And as the weekend goes on, there's more shit. In fact, the one night that there's the least amount of things going on at night is Sunday. But during the day, there's a lot of shit going on. So there's always shit going on, always stuff going on, okay? And you would think it's like only tourist heavy and only for the tourist. And that's partially correct. But the reality is that they're very, very culturally active here. Like in a lot of parts of Mexico, but really here. And so a lot of the things that they do are just things that they always do. And a lot of the tourists that come to this part of Mexico, I mean, are Mexican. So there's a lot of Mexicans from all over Mexico that come specifically out here as tourism. You know what I mean? Like that's like another major thing about this city too. So you're gonna see a lot of tourists. Yeah, sure. You'll see a French, Canadian, an American. You know, all kinds of people. But at the same time, you're gonna find an Argentinian. You're gonna find yourself a lot of Mexicans. You know, as tourists out here, you're gonna find all kinds of shit. So now, because I know it's long-winded answer to your question, but the reason I chose to live here is because, remember, I stay at home a lot. I just want to live my life, you know, because I did a lot of traveling. I've been, you know, doing that shit for a long time. So I just wanted to be a little bit semblance of home. So, but with that being said, any single fucking night that I want, either A, I can go to special apps and special, not special apps, I'm sorry, I mean special, you know, like websites and special, like I follow certain accounts either on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I'm just saying Facebook to you guys. Facebook is huge out here. That's another question, okay? We'll do Facebook in a second. But anyways, you either go on Instagram or on Facebook or on any kind of anything, or you do a quick internet search, okay, in English as well, and you will find all of the events that are happening literally every day. So you'll see the events that happen every Monday, the ones that happen every Wednesday, the ones that happen every Friday, every Saturday, every 2 Saturdays, once a month, every whatever. So you got all these events. Then on top of that, all the local events, you know, meaning like you know, the Day of the Dead, or the day of the fucking tree, or the day of whatever. You know what I mean? There's like a million holidays, a million things that they always celebrating, and it's random. So, and then there's always that. So, you know, once you're like kind of out here or didn't come to visit, you know, you would just kind of get that whole thing, you know, ready. And like I said, you know, like pretty much any night of the week, you'll have something to do. But again, you know, they're mainly happening within the center of the city. But again, like a lot of times I'm broadcasting on a Monday night and you'll fucking hear in the background, you know what I mean? Like fucking fireworks and like, you know, noise and shit like that. And it's like, oh, they're playing baseball, or it's a concert, or it's a local event, or, you know, things like that. You know, again, remember, there's a symphony here. There's plenty of actual theaters, like real theaters. There's like a lot of art schools out here. A lot of, you know, there's a lot of all that shit going on all the time. So, you know, like I said, you know, literally, if you stay within the center, you know, coming as an expat, you know, this is the place you would want to live, because living out, like the further away you live from the center of the city, the more it's for like the typical Mexican, you know, meaning, you know, the guy that works at 9 to 5, has their job, goes to work, you know, they want everything kind of like that. So if you live in the north of the city, that's like living in like a suburb of fucking LA, like living in the valley, or living in, you know, and wherever, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just like a suburb of a city. So that's a thing. And so, but living in the center, you're like in the center of everything. Now, as a local, most locals don't want to live in an area like this. They want to live in the north, you know what I mean? Because for a million reasons. So yeah, that was a very long-winded. But like I said, that's really why I stay here. Because, you know, a lot of times I'm just going on my walk. And as I go on my walk, you know, I literally see all the ads, you know what I mean? For like, the local Oaxaca festival is going to be at this park from, you know, for the whole next month. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, as I'm walking, it's like, oh, the symphony is going to be playing this, this, and that. Or, you know what I mean? It's just like all kinds of shit. You know, a lot of times I just hear it and I just go out. So that, and again, you know what I mean? That's the advantage, you know? Like out here, there's a lot of shit going on. You know, it's unlike the U.S. It's not like the U.S. at all. So let me see. All right, let's go back to some questions. Hey, have I met Tangerine? No, I have not met the Tangerinis. Yeah, they do. I know. They live actually, like, they actually, so, like, that's a great observation, Jelena. Yeah, so the Tangerinis actually live in that area that I told you guys about, like, Tulum. So Tulum is, like, maybe, like, 3 hours east of here. And that's on the beach. It's south of Cancun. Cancun is no bueno. Cancun is, like, you know, going to fucking Miami and just, you know, going through all the tourist traps humanly possible. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like spring breaky. It's, you know, all that shit. So that's why this area is highly coveted. And Tulum, or that area, I think it's Tulum, but wherever the fuck they are over there, the Tangerine Travels, they're like on the other end of the, you know, kind of like the Yucatan Peninsula. So notice, you know what I mean? Like, that's where they ended up settling. And Connecticutans, which is one of my favorite, the Connecticutans, they live in La Ciudad de Mexico, which is, you know, Mexico City. And that's where I would prefer to live. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I came out here because I wanted to come out here, okay, for a million reasons, and I just landed here. But eventually, like, yeah, man, I want to fucking live in the city, you know, Mexico City, and I want to go out there because I'm a big city boy. And where they're from, they're more from like a small town, and they want the big city feel. So Mexico City is bomb. You know, it's like if LA and New York had a baby. So yeah, I have not met them, but they're cool as fuck. And so yeah, they got events here happening all the time. Merida is more for older folks. PV is fun for kids. Sure, you know, yeah, this area is, I guess, like you could say it's for older folks, but I don't think so, man. I think there's this area is like Miami, where Miami has a lot of old folks and a lot of retirees and a lot of old money, but there's a lot of young people and a lot of young energy and young vibe. Again, that's why I like it here. There's a very, very young vibe, young energy. Party all the time, all that shit. You know what I mean? No. You know, don't get done. Yeah, no. Like, I don't think so. I think maybe if you go more towards the beaches, you'll find more of an older vibe. But out here in the city, and especially closer to the center, it's a younger vibe. But the center's getting gendermified. Old people don't genderfy shit, okay? So, that's the young people doing that. So that's my opinion of Merida. You know what I mean? That's what I think out here. It's a very young vibe. It's a mix. What is a good place to grow kids in? I guess here. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But I see a lot of people, a lot of expats with their kids out here, and you know, settling down here and having families. And there are schools. There are local private schools. But again, I would probably put them in some sort of Spanish-speaking school, have them fully assimilate. But yeah, I love Tangerine Travels, and I love Connecticutans. I love Gavin Syme. Gavin Syme doesn't do that content. Gavin Syme is more like a, you know, he left the U.S., you know, as a rebel type of shit. But the reason I like him is because he is like 100%, 1,000,000,000% gringo as you can fucking be, you know, and he's out here loving it. So, and he's fucking, you know, he barely speaks Spanish. Hola, como un dos cinco pesos? Oh, okay, coge, hey, no, it's okay, keep the, you know, that like super. So if he can do it, you can do it, okay? The reason Mexico's cool, I mean, the reason that this area is really cool as fuck is because I feel like there's a lot of expats and there's a big expat community out here, and again, you know, coming from anywhere else. You know, this is this is the safest city in all of Mexico, literally. Literally, this is like the safest city in all of Mexico. On top of that, like there's the Forbes list of like some of the best places to live in the world, and this is number 3. So Forbes thinks that Merida is one of the 3 best places. I mean, one of the best places to live in the world. One of the best places, period, in the world. So, you know, you can figure it out there. But yeah, Mexico's awesome, and Merida's awesome, and living abroad is awesome, and I recommend it. I recommend it all you guys out there. If you guys want to, you know, you guys should live abroad. You know, why not? You got nothing to lose. You bought some B cash. Oh my goodness. Well, at least Roger Ver will be happy. Roger will be happy you bought some B cash. Does it get hurricanes here? Yes, we get hurricanes here. Yes. But again, I mean, I'm from Miami. Literally, our college football team is the Miami Hurricanes. It's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U. So anyways, now we got that out the way. Yeah, hurricanes ain't that big of a fucking deal. Just like I guess earthquakes aren't a big deal to you, Jelena. When I was in LA, I was always shitting my pants about earthquakes. You know, like I can't deal. But hurricanes, I'm like, whatever. Time for a party. You know, like a hurricane party. Second, I have no idea. You know, Elizabeth Fox. That's an amazing question. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. But again, you know, like Mexico is actually pretty fucking safe. Mexico is actually really safe all across the board. There's a few places that you don't want to go, you know, just like in the U.S. There's those few places you don't want to go, but other than that, it's actually I think it might be safer than the U.S. Seriously. And you're a fucking, no matter where you come from, you know, you're not, you know, you're only locals have to worry about that crazy shit, not you guys. And again, you know, you're not going to be worried about those things because if you're hanging out in a place like here, or you go to like city of Mexico, you know, Mexico City, and you're living close to like this, you know, certain area, you know, most places, you know, they're safe. There's a lot of safe places out here. It's just as safe as any other place, any other major city, any other area. Am I 10 miles from the beach? I'm like 20, 30 minutes from the beach. Maybe 10 miles, yeah. I mean, 20, 30 miles with traffic and shit. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Buddy X. You know, there's a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I'm talking to this girl, and she does solar. She works for like a solar company out here. She's actually from Venezuela. Okay, so you know, one of the people that you know I talk to about a lot of Venezuela stuff with. So she's from Venezuela, and she's living here in Merida, and she sells solar panels. How about that? So, and it's funny, you know, Merida is the name of a city from Spain. So there's the original Merida is in Spain, and then when the Spanish came out here, they named a few other places Merida. So one of the Meridas is this one. Another Merida is in Venezuela, and that's up in the mountains. And like right now, Merida's like fucking like it's like going to like Aspen, Colorado. Yeah, that's the Merida that's in Venezuela. And then there's other Meridas, I think. Yeah, exactly. You know, buddy. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Like it's actually, you know, it's a lot more dangerous in most of the United States than it is here. And not just that, but the cop situation, the police situation is so very dangerous in the U.S. Unlike here. You know, sure, there's a lot of checkpoints. You know, there's certain things that you got to worry about out here. You know, cops are corrupt and shit like that. But it's a very different thing. Here, if you encounter a corrupt cop, you know, the most that's really going to happen to you is they're going to shake you down for 500 pesos, which is like $25. You know, maybe 1,000 pesos, which is like $50. That's it. And that's like if you're in the wrong part of fucking Mexico in a really, it's kind of like when that happens, it's like, fuck, I should have known better. You know what I mean? Like that's like how you feel about, that to yourself. So that's that, number one. Number two, you know what I mean? Like you're very rarely gonna encounter that, in other areas, because you coming as a tourist, first of all, they're not really gonna ask for your papers, and if they do, and you show them some license from Europe or the United States or whatever, they're gonna just most likely let you go. You play dumb, you're good to go. Again, you usually pay the fine there. Okay, now in the U.S., again, one of the reasons I'm out here as well is because I was driving through Texas. Okay, they stopped me. I got arrested for resisting arrest, and that's it. All of a sudden, my life was turned upside down and a living hell ever since then. And that's not gonna happen to you here at all. You get what I'm saying? What, they shake you down for a few bucks? Man, get out. Wouldn't you wish if a cop in the United States that stops you for whatever bullshit that they stop you, if all of a sudden, instead of them giving you a fucking ticket, the whole going to court, all of that, instead you can get out of it by paying them $50 or $100? Wouldn't that be a lot better? So that's kind of like the situation here. You know what I mean? That's how that is. Oh shit, Anon. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Actually, I can buy 4 beers with that. I can buy 4 beers with that. Thank you very much. Oh, thanks for those links, Lady Jelena. Hell yeah. Yeah, so in the neighborhood that I live in, like almost all the expats, no matter what the age, want to live in this area because it's very colonial, it's very old school, it's very, all of these fucking things. You know what I mean? Like all the things, like again, if you come from the United States or Canada, and you have like the supermarket, and you got like the, you know what I mean? Like, all the modern shit that you have, it's like living here, it's like, fuck, it's amazing. It's paradise. But the people that grew up and live here, they want to live in the north, which resembles the U.S. or Canada or, other parts of the, modern world. And again, you can get all that stuff out here, it's just, I just got to drive, a few miles north. But again, I prefer here than the beach. The reason I prefer here over the beach is because I'm from Florida, you know what I mean? I grew up by the beach, and so like I'm familiar with the beach. But for me, it's like, again, there's events happening here every day. There's always shit going on. It's like you got like more comfort from being in a city environment and that whole thing. So that's why I prefer here. Oh, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Nah. So look, that's another thing that's like really cool and like safe about being out here. The fact that, I get to leave my door open. I get to leave all my computer, my shit out here. And it's safe. I don't gotta really worry, like it being like a really bad neighborhood or anything like that. When, like, for example, I remember that I was there's some chick there was a chick that I was hanging out with. She's from Juarez, which is that border town with Texas, where there's like a lot of the crime, a lot of the, all that crazy stuff, happens in in that city, in the La Ciudad de Juarez. Anyway, she's out here, and she, understands when I lock the door, when I'm extra paranoid, when I'm extra whatever, I'm always looking over my shoulder, that kind of shit, because of like where I come from, where I lived and where I'm from, and because she understands that. But here, like sometimes like a local chick, comes over or whatever the fuck, and she sees me like locking the door, and if anything, she gets like like more paranoid. It is like, oh, why is this guy locking the door? You know what I mean? Like, why is this like that? Shit like that. And it's so weird. You know what I mean? It's just like very different, and it's like, it just depends on who it is. But like, yeah, the local people are just, this is like that small town mentality type of thing. Now, again, there are parts of the city, that are a little dangerous and a little whatever. But for the most part, I hear that it's just petty crime bullshit. You know what I mean? Just typical petty crime stuff. Oh, all the cars out here are stick shift. You can get automatic, but all the cars out here are stick shift. Again, there are automatic cars, but I just want to re-emphasize that most of the cars out here are stick shift, and people drive stick. So, New York in the house. What's up? Canada. Oh yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Jelena. It's daily. Can you guys see me? Is it good there? But yeah, the influx is daily. Like of all the people coming out here. Yeah. No, the rents all over the fucking country are crazy. Not just in Canada, but in the U.S. Yeah. So in the U.S., I was paying like $1,000, to live in a room in a house with people. So that's fucking nuts, man. Out here, I pay around $200 a month, but some people pay anywhere between, like that's, I got like kind of lucky. Actually it's like $250 a month because of the electric bill. But I pay like around $250 a month. But like if you come out here, you're gonna be spending like around $250 for what I have, $300, $350. But the most you're gonna pay is $450. And if you're paying like $500, man, you're living good. You're living in a nice place. And again, if you want to spend a little more, little more that you spend, let's say you want to go $550, $600, whatever. You might even get a maid. You might be living in a fucking mansion type place. You might be having people come and doing your laundry. I'm dead serious. I'm serious as a fucking heart attack. All right. So like, yeah, like if you go somewhere where you're paying, like, and that's another thing too. Like if you go out more towards the beach, and especially towards like the touristy areas, you're going to be paying a lot more of those prices and get less. But out here, it's the opposite, because it's just, it's still like very underdeveloped, and you're living with the people type of stuff. The more, like if you want to live closer maybe to like expat communities, they're just like a little bit south of here, you know what I mean? And a little bit west of here. I don't know exactly where they are, but there's like an English library, there's like a lot of that stuff. So that's all that. And it's relatively, cheaper rent. But there's expats that live like me, very humbly. You guys have already seen my home and the places I choose to live. But again, there's expats out here that when I go into their house, I'm like, whoa, wow. And look, like these guys, I think they're like that. You know what I mean? Like wow, you get what I'm saying? But again, you're like, holy shit. But it's like when if you ever figure out how much they pay or how much they whatever, it's like, yeah, they probably put a few pennies down. You know what I mean? To maybe get that shit, you know what I mean? But at the end, they're not paying much. Or they're probably paying something, like I said, something close to like, what, $600 a month or something. And it's like 2 retired people. So if you're 2 retired people and you're here like on, $2,000 a month, you know what I mean? You'd be living large, I think. But again, just do your research, man. I'm telling you, just do your research. And I know like the older folks, especially like the, from that generation, you guys are more savers than anything else. So that's why you guys are out here, and you guys are going to be killing it. You'll be really liking it. And especially if you cook for yourself and you assimilate. There's a huge expat community out here. Like, there really is. And, yeah. And there's money here. There's a lot of money in this city, man. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, in Cali, Colombia. Cool. Yeah, I haven't been to Cali. I haven't been to Cali, but definitely, a lot safer and a lot, less bullshit and drama because, obviously, what's going on with Venezuela and all that crazy shit. But yeah, out here, there's nothing. Out here is chill, man. So chill. I feel like I'm in a small town. That's another reason I think I don't go to the north and I don't like traveling too much outside, like what the city is, because it kind of reminds me of, you know what I'm saying? Like, home, and I don't want to be. I'm good here, Like I feel like I'm like in another world out here, Seriously, I don't like to get reminded too much of like home. Not for now, you know what I mean? I'm enjoying this whole living like this. Yeah, it's okay. I'll go to fucking Walmart or I'll go to the supermarket out here, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Like whatever. That's the most modern I want to get for the most part. If I need a few potatoes and an onion, I just go to the little fucking, the person that sells them a few blocks from here. Es centro. Like to answer just serious 100. Get serious. Oh, sorry. Get serious 100. I'm in the centro. I'm in the centro. That's where I am. But there's more expats out here. The expats that I meet is just because of my work and the things that I do. But again, I hang out more with the locals, and I'm more with the locals, than the expats. I talk about the expat community because I know there's a lot of you guys that, that would be very beneficiary, having your small groups of people that only speak French or English or whatever. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I've never been to Bali or anything like that. This is the first place I've ever lived outside. Yeah, anytime, get serious. But yeah, you're gonna find more expats, I think, within this area living, and more like the retired type expats, living within here, and I think all kinds of expats living within the center or around the center, within this, within either in the center or close to the center. Because I swear, as I walk, down these streets, a lot of times, most of the people that I see living here are expats. I know that they're expats. You can just tell like that. You know, um, and then the locals. I can tell like the locals who the locals are. So I got the locals. Everyone around here is local except I think them. And I think on one of the houses over there, like it gets rented out. So I see like touristy people in there from time to time. So, and this place is like super growing, man. It's like for reals. It's been growing for a while and it's going to continue to grow. And it's kind of like weird because like the center remains intact. The center of the city remains more, historical, cultural. Like the buildings are only a certain height. Everything is like like old school. And then as you go around the city, it's like a donut. You know what I mean? Like that's where you see like the buildings and that's where you see all the first world country stuff. You know what I mean? There's everything out here. Like for even my drone, I got a DJI 4 drone, whatever. And like I've seen DJI stores out here. They got Umami Burger. They got, what I mean? Like pretty much at Best Buy. They got everything. You know what I mean? They got everything you're gonna fucking want. All right, Elizabeth, have a good one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be calling it soon. Okay, I'm gonna be finishing up here. If there's any more questions, anything you guys want me to talk about before I end the broadcast, I'm gonna be ending it real soon. But yeah, man, I love it out here. And I hope to visit Bali one day, and I hope to visit, a bunch of other places one day. And I want to continue doing this. Yeah. It's like why not? So much fun, and at least and also for what I do for a living, it's also really good because I'm a photographer. I do video, and for me, just traveling is kind of part of the gig, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. Yeah, all right, Keith. I'll see you in September, brother. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know where you are that you're paying that. If you're paying that, stay there, wherever you are. I'm answering Aya Mores. I don't know where L.A. Mores, La Mores, or whatever. But La Mores, if you're paying $430 a month and you get all that shit and you're close to it, no, I would stay there. Yeah, I don't know if you can find something like that here. And it's not that kind of stuff you'll find here, I don't think. Maybe up north, but if you go up north, you might be paying more. Yeah, exactly. You know, I prefer to live like this. I don't want to have. I lived in a building. You know, the brand new. You know, with the gym and the pool and the rooftop barbecue and all that bullshit. And yeah, sure, that was nice and shit like that. But you know, actually living here in this humble, like old school fucking place, like no way, man. This is like so much better. You know, like sure, eventually, you know, I'll get the fucking big house and the mansion and all that bullshit again or whatever at some point. But you know, for now, like this is what I want. I would never want to like, you know, do that whole thing, living in a gated community, that kind of shit. Oh, if you're in Cali and you have all that and you're paying that, then stay there. Why the fuck would you leave? Right, Jelena? If you're in Cali, look at that. Look at that. L.A. Mora says. Look how much he's paying for all that shit in L.A. Get out of here. I don't know where you are, man, but fuck, man. I wish I could have found the place. Is that like are you like on some sort of special rent or something like that? By the way, can you guys see me? I think it's getting kind of dark. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be ending it in like a few minutes. Oh hell yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Jelena. Yeah, I mean, I remember living in a place like this for like a little while when I was a kid. It was something like that. Like I think it was a place that my parents were moving. You know, we were waiting for the house that we bought or some shit like that, and we were living in a place for a few months until they renovated it or something. And I don't know why I have so many memories of that place, but it was yeah something similar to this too. Oh hell yeah, awesome, Chris. Looking forward to seeing you, man. Get serious. No, I don't use anything like that. I don't use that, so I don't know. Sorry about that. Sorry you can't use your Sling TV app. Do you think it's showing the direction where we're living? Man, you know, client sees big. You know, that's a really great fucking question. You know, that's kind of like not what I want to talk about here today's broadcast. Ask me that on Wednesday again, because yeah, I'm talking about that. It's a major fucking thing what's happening with the crypto and the whole crypto space here. It's not going to put an end to crypto, but what's going to happen is that if they clamp down very hard in Mexico and then there's no more Bitso, there's no more Mexican crypto exchanges, then what's going to happen is that people are going to just use other exchanges, use a VPN and use another exchange in another country, and that's it. By the way, the only reason I'm smoking this shit outside right now, and I'm risking it, is because it's fucking Sunday and there's barely any traffic and there's very rarely any popo that come through here. But this is like a major artery where the popo come through here all the fucking time, and it's fucking hilarious because if that was the case, I would not be out here smoking at all. You know what I mean? I keep it inside. And so yeah. As I'm ending and I got the little roach here, or what have you, like it's getting, you get a little more paranoid and shit. Anyways. Yeah, of course, crypto's gonna fucking kill it. I'm gonna be talking more about the Mexican stuff on Wednesday's live stream though. About, Mexico and crypto and things like that. Well, no, actually, what Mexico's doing with crypto is the same thing that India and other developing nations is doing with crypto. They don't want crypto. They want the central banks want to take over. So the central bank wants to take over Mexico. You know what central banks I'm talking about. So the central banks want to take over Mexico and India and places like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm losing viewers. I can see that already. Yeah, I'm talking about the crypto shit. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It was so much fun doing this Mexico live stream. I'm definitely going to be doing this live stream, the Mexico live stream, more often. I don't know how many times I'm going to do it, but maybe, at least once a month, maybe twice a month. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. All right, but we'll definitely be doing these more often since you guys love them so much. But yeah, I gotta get going soon too. That's right, Bitcoin can't be stopped. Crypto cannot be stopped. But anyways, guys, I want to give a big shout out to all of you. I want to shout out to Buddy, shout out to Lady Jelena, shout out to Get Serious, shout out to Jelena again, Get Serious, Chris Cook, L.A. Morris, Client C's Big, Keith, Elizabeth, I think she already dipped, Valverde, who else? Ronnie, everybody out there. I don't know, Tony. Who else we got out here? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I freaking love you, Anon. Thank you, Anon. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, man, I'll definitely announce it now. But yeah, I'll see. Maybe I'll do one in another few weeks. Okay, we'll see. It seems like this went well. This went amazingly well. It went really great. I had fun. Lambo had fun. We all had fun. So, hell yeah. Yeah, that's right. Hit those like buttons, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that good stuff, and you already know the deal. I'll see you guys mañana. Thank you so much for joining me, okay? This was fun. Peace. Alright, hold on. Now, how do I... Now I can't turn this thing off. Alright, there we go. Okay, now, bye.